It's just a quick update on the Raspberry Pi 1541 emulator. It's so hot here today that while I'm stuck inside, I thought I'd make a video just to show that I am making some progress. Raspberry Pi 3 connected to my logic analyzer, and this time a Commodore +4 computer. So I've been testing on a lot of other Commodore equipment other than the 64 just to make sure everything's fine, and I'll show you some of that working. So here on the SD card I've got a few disk images. I now support swapping disks. I also support list files, that are simple text files that just have the disk images, and it mounts multiple disks and lets you swap card back in the Raspberry Pi. We can load those images through CBM file browser. So there they are. We can select the list file, and what it would go and do is load all the images and mount the first one, and then it will drop down into cycloexact emulation, which it's done now, so we can quit out of that and load the game. So there it goes, it's going off and loading it. So there you can see a +4 fast loader. And we can switch to the other disk by just pushing a button. And it's accepted the second disk. Through the serial port on Commodore equipment can vary, but on a +4 you press the reset button and the machine resets, as well as resetting the drive, so it's ready to go again. Here it is loading all the images. This one's got 4, so it's mounted the first one. And again, the fast loader. All this mess here is really just taking the 4 signal lines from the Commodore serial port, which are attention, data, clock and reset, and these 4 lines here just go through a level shifter into the Raspberry Pi's header, and then we've got 3 volts and 5 volts either side of the level shifter. And then we've got the few buttons, one for reset and the other 2 for swapping disks. So what I've done is taken this schematic and a few components you can buy off eBay for, I don't know, 50 cents, $1 each. And with that, I built my own little Raspberry Pi hat. So with this, it allows me to do away with all this mess and use standard Commodore serial cables. Top of the Pi, and I can just use a Commodore serial cable now to plug straight into the computer. And here I've got it connected to a Pi connected to the official Raspberry Pi LCD. The only wires coming up at here is just serial port, so I can debug it on my PC here. Now with the screen hooked up, we can just go directly in and select the files we want here. And now once they're mounted, we can go ahead and load them again without using CBM file browser. And now it's loaded, and now to swap this I can just hit the keyboard here, second disk, and it's loaded and it's showing that second disk is now being inserted. VIC-20, so let's select the disk and load it. Here's the actual schematic, and I've designed a PCB that I'm going to get sent away and built up, and then I'll test it out on that. So yeah, I was almost there, guys. All I want to do now is clean up this interface a bit more, make it a bit easier to know what's going on, and then once I've done that, I will put everything up on GitHub and let you guys go for it. Alright, thanks, see you soon.